We've all had those friendships that just feel a little off, right? On the surface, everything seems totally fine. But then you walk away from a chat with them and you just feel, I don't know, a little less sure of yourself, a little less confident. Well, today we're going to decode the hidden language of those kinds of friendships. So let's just start with a really simple question. Think about your friends, the people you tell your biggest dreams and your wildest ambitions to. When you're done talking with them, how do you feel? Do you feel like lifted up, energized, supported, like you can take on anything? Or is it the opposite? Do you walk away feeling kind of drained, full of doubt, even second-guessing the very thing you were just so excited about a minute ago? Yeah, that feeling, that's exactly what we're diving into. And here's the really tricky part, because sometimes what sounds like support, well, it's actually sabotage in disguise. It's almost like a psychological magic trick. And trust me, once you see how it works, you'll never be able to unsee it. So how do you actually spot this stuff? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to a couple of very specific questions that seem totally innocent on the surface. We're going to look at two of the big ones that are often used to, well, undermine you.
All right, here's number one. Picture this. You're super excited. You just told your friend you're starting a new business, or maybe you're training for a marathon, something big. And instead of just high-fiving you, they hit you with this. Are you sure you're ready for this? Now, on the surface, that sounds like they're just concerned, right? Like, oh, they're just looking out for me. But the psychological impact, totally different. What you're actually hearing, the subtext, isn't "I care about you." It's more like, "I don't think you can handle this." It's designed, whether they know it or not, to plant a little seed of insecurity in your mind. Okay, and here's the second question you've got to watch out for. This time, you share something you've already accomplished, and instead of just celebrating, they ask something like, "Oh, cool, who else is doing this with you?" Or, "So who helped you with that?"
And again, this can seem totally harmless, like just polite interest, Oh, they just want to know about my team. But really, what's often going on underneath is a kind of test. They're trying to figure out if your success is really yours. And if you say you got help, it gives them this little out, this way to mentally discount what you did. It's like they can tell themselves, oh, okay, it wasn't just them. So this all leads to the big question, right? Why? Why would someone who's supposed to be your friend do this? Well, to get to the bottom of it, we have to look at the psychology. And it really comes down to a very, very common human insecurity. The core of it is something called a status threat. Basically, when you succeed, you get a promotion, you find a great new partner, whatever it is, it can make them feel insecure about where they are in life. Your success feels like a threat to their own status, and subconsciously, they want to pull you back down to a level that feels more comfortable for them.
And this is probably the most important thing to get. This kind of behavior, it's not actually about you at all. It doesn't come from a place of real concern for you. It's all about them trying to manage their own feelings of insecurity. These questions are basically just a defense mechanism.
The specific tactic they're using to deal with that threat has a name too. It's called value devaluation. By asking those questions that plant doubt, or by implying you couldn't have done it alone, they're literally devaluing what you've achieved. And in their head, this sort of levels the playing field again, so they don't feel so bad about themselves. Okay, so we've got the phrases and we get the psychology behind them. So now for the important part. How do we actually put this all together? How can you protect your own confidence and spot these red flags as they're happening? Well, here are the big signs to look for. First, pay attention to how you feel. Their concern just leaves you feeling more anxious, not actually cared for. Also, notice what they focus on. Are they always pointing out the potential problems and obstacles instead of celebrating your strengths? It can start to feel less like they're cheering for you and more like they're just monitoring you, almost waiting for you to fail. When you boil it all down, it's actually pretty simple. Real, true support inspires you. It makes you feel bigger and more capable. But this false support, it does the exact opposite. It's like it quietly installs a little doubt virus in your head, making you question the very skills you need to win. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. As you go after your biggest goals, whose voices are you really letting in? Are they the voices that build you up and inspire you to go even higher? Or are they the ones that are quietly hinting that you just might fall? Because your confidence is way, way too important to let it be shaped by somebody else's insecurity.